lot of the challenges that brands face today are to do with the amount of possibilities, the amount of options at their disposal, whether that's to do with kind of messaging, media, technology. And the benefit, I suppose, of sitting kind of in Amsterdam is that you often have quite a centralised global perspective. You can look down and sort of see all the pieces on the chessboard. And that means you can kind of orchestrate, as I say, that sort of system, so you can do the right things in the right places and ensure that everything's working in concert.
Coming from the London agency background, typically is very UK focused. We see the work we read about in campaign and we see what other agencies are doing who are our neighbours. I think here it's such a melting pot and there are so many different nationalities working and living here.
Why Amsterdam is so relevant as, let's say, being the creative hub of Europe is that it has the same ability to gather all the best of from different platforms or places around the world and to make it its own with the own, say, Amsterdam layer around it.
Whilst you see that often the UK is actually very English, it's not actually English, it's quite London. Germany is very German, France is very French, and for me, Amsterdam, the Netherlands, is yes, of course, Dutch, but it's truly international.
They're not just servicing a single market and a single culture and a single point of view, but they've got a slightly wider perspective on what's happening in life, in consumer land, in culture.
Amsterdam is a good place to address the kinds of issues that clients are facing, because I think you need to address some very practical and pragmatic short-term business requirements with hopefully some longer-term brand issues that you're trying to address. And the ideal client would be conscious of both of those issues and objectives. And Amsterdam is great for that because it's got a good mix of international people, and obviously the Dutch bring their own traits. And together that makes a mix of very strong pragmatism, what's really going to work in the short term, but also ambition and vision and sort of a wide creative spectrum of the possibility.
Agencies here work internationally all the time, and they're aided by the fact that there can be up to 25 different nationalities under one roof, and that truly informs the work. So yes, it's central, to the continent in terms of travel, but I think that cross-cultural cross-fertilisation is something really unique and really special, and I think brands truly benefit from that.
So I think to that extent it's the fact that it works as both a talent aggregator and also a springboard for talent to be discovered. I do believe that's why the city is still relevant and will be even more relevant in coming years for the creative advertising industry.